EOTech Voodoo, Barrett M99, 50 BMG. This is the 8 to 32 by 50 on a 34 millimeter tube. The problem is the periscope style design for the capture system to mount the camera has to go over the collar of the end of the scope, except on a Voodoo, the scope actually rotates for the zoom. So that's not going to work because you can't take an image at anything other than level in either direction. Otherwise, the crosshairs start to manipulate. Bagara B14 with a Tactacam 2.5 to 10 by 56 with a 30 millimeter tube. The throw lever that is built into the optic and the bolt handle are both in the way of the device. To mount in the right-hand fashion, when the collar is seated properly, you cannot chamber or extract around. And if you mount it inverted at the 9 o'clock, not only is it struggling to capture in a center of the camera, but you cannot zoom all the way out. So, huge problem with that there. The camera itself that I picked up yesterday at SCI in Nashville, Tennessee, looks great, turns on, has modest quality. This is the Solo Extreme, which is designed for the optic mount there. Looks great on paper, but when you really start looking at its functionality, it's really in the way of a lot of other firearms as I look around in my gun safe and in the industry. The firmware came updated. The device does not automatically turn on its Wi-Fi, which is a huge pain in order to control it from the device, your phone. And then on top of that, it won't save any of my changes. So when I try to make some setting changes to, alter the quality of a photo that is taken, or if I want to put it in loop mode, it fails critically, and the only way to turn the device off is to extract the battery. So, and on top of all of that, you have to use their USB-C cable. USB-C cables have multiple variants. And the C cable that this device is designed for is only designed for their cable. I tried charging it from my MacBook charger, which has a USB-C to USB-C, and it would not charge at all. I threw it on a cheap little aftermarket brick with their cable, and it immediately started charging. So other than looking through the optic, it looks like the only way I'm going to be able to utilize this, if they won't return it, because I did buy it at SCI, greatly discounted, is going to have to be a side mount on any of the weapon systems, which is not what I want. If I wanted that, I would use a GoPro and deal with it that way. But this is probably going to end up either sent back in the trash or mounted permanently to a shotgun for turkey season.